Welcome back here on Live Now from Fox 907 on the East Coast and 607 on the West Coast. You are taking a live look right there at the Fiserv Forum in Milwaukee as day 2 of the Republican National Convention gets underway. A lot of action Monday as former President Trump revealed Ohio Senator J.D. Vance will be his running mate in November. The announcement came just 2 days after an assassination attempt on the former president at a rally in Butler, Pennsylvania. Trump was shot in the ear and a longtime supporter of his died as a result. So as you can imagine, a lot to discuss here. I do want to bring in Caroline Sunshine, Deputy Communications Director for the Trump campaign, joining us live now from Milwaukee. Thank you so much for taking the time to be here with us today.
My pleasure. Thank you for having me.
Of course. Well, first off, the question on everyone's mind here, how is the former president doing?
President Trump is in very high spirits. Thank you for asking, as is our entire campaign. You know, leadership starts at the top, and we are so fortunate to have such a fearless fighter like President Trump that keeps us in high spirits. You know, the only thing more remarkable than what President Trump survived in the assassination attempt on his life is, of course, his display of strength in the few moments just after, where with blood still on his face and very much still in clear and present danger, President Trump was back up on his feet in seconds saying, fight, fight, fight. And so we are inspired by that message. President Trump is here to continue fighting for the American people. That's who he is. It's who he's always been. That's what we're here to do, to fight harder than ever. I might also add, too, that while we are in very high spirits, as is President Trump's love and support and the support of our campaign is, of course, with the family of Corey, a great American patriot who was killed at our rally in Pennsylvania. Corey was killed defending his wife and child. He gave his life for theirs. No more honorable way to die. And when President Trump says fight, 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 it's part of Corey's memory that we're going to continue fighting for, as well as the 2 other victims who were injured at the rally as well.
Does it almost seem unreal that months and months of preparation have gone into the RNC, and now here we are? Of course, we have this kind of cloud that is looming over the RNC, knowing that someone tried to assassinate the former president, was able to get that close to him and actually shoot him.
Actually, you know, it's funny that you say the cloud. My last name's Sunshine. No cloud here. That's just not the energy that's here. As I said, President Trump's in high spirits, and so are we, and so is everyone here. You know, President Trump was adamant to our campaign. He gave us the directive that he wanted to come to Milwaukee as scheduled. So everything is going according to the regular schedule. This is a man that just doesn't stop. He is nothing, and I don't think anything can stop him. Look, we certainly believe divine intervention was on President's side that day, that fateful day in Pennsylvania. A great day for President Trump, but also a great day for our country. But look, like I said, President Trump is just, he doesn't stop. So no, actually, I would say the spirits are very, very high here. We're grateful. We feel motivated. We're also very grateful to the men and women of the Secret Service for keeping President Trump safe, but also for keeping our convention safe, allowing us to do what we're doing here. So the spirits are very high here. A great credit to the men and women of the Secret Service for helping us do so. And we are ready to keep this focus on President Trump's winning message of making America wealthy, safe, strong, and great again.
I love the positivity there. And I do want to talk about J.D. Vance, because that was a big announcement. A lot of people were waiting to hear who Trump was going to name as his running mate. And then yesterday, everything just kind of started to develop. And next thing we know, J.D. Vance is standing side by side with him. I do want to talk to you a little bit about that pick. What was it about J.D. Vance that Trump said, this is the guy, this is who I need as my running mate?
Yes, well, President Trump is the leader of the Republican Party. He has unified our party and our movement behind him, inspired our ranks, and he has made an excellent choice in selecting J.D. Vance as his partner to help him make America great again. J.D. Vance is a remarkable American. He has a remarkable American life story. Look, a lot of President Trump's time in the political arena, certainly his motivation for being in the political arena, has been to fight for the forgotten men and women of America. It's actually who our party platform is dedicated to, the forgotten men and women of America. J.D. Vance comes from one of these communities of the forgotten men and women of America. When the Twin Towers came down in our country, September 11, 2001, J.D. Vance was one of the brave Americans who answered our nation's call to service as a young man and enlisted in the United States Marine Corps, ultimately serving our country overseas in the Middle East. It's a love of country. It's a willingness to fight. It's a willingness to sacrifice for this tremendous country that President Trump and J.D. Vance share. It's interesting. They're from different generations. President Trump just a touch older than J.D. Vance, not by much. He is a young, vibrant man. But J.D. Vance and President Trump, as I said, coming from different generations, but very much sharing that same spirit, that same love of country, that same fighting spirit that is somebody's true character. We watched President Trump put that on full display on that stage in Pennsylvania. J.D. Vance embodies that same spirit of a fighter. Fighters respect fighters, strength respects strength. And that's why he's going to be an excellent champion, an excellent partner in helping President Trump make our country great again. This country needs fighters.
And I don't know what you're talking about. I'm pretty sure they're about the same age, right?
That's right. As I said, President Trump's a young, vibrant man.
There you go. Well, and I do want to ask you, of course, about J.D. Vance, because if you look back about a decade ago, and I'm sure you've heard this question quite a few times, there was a time where J.D. Vance actually compared Trump to Adolf Hitler. So what was it that changed J.D. Vance's mind and really made Trump say, this is someone that I am going to go to bat for and make my VP pick?
Yeah, that's right. You know, it's like all relationships, isn't it, in life? Two people come from different life paths, different experiences. They come together. Sometimes they have similarities, sometimes they have differences, but that doesn't mean that it can't be a really productive relationship, right? We just see that play out in life. J.D. Vance actually spoke to this. As I mentioned, he was a former critic of President Trump, certainly no longer. But I thought that he displayed two important qualities of leadership in his answer, which is one, he is open-minded. J.D. Vance, you know, the media is really latching on to the fact that, yes, J.D. Vance is, by all accounts, a former critic of President Trump. And I guess he's committed the ultimate sin in America now these days, which is changing your mind. We're no longer allowed to change our mind about something or someone, as of course we know it's a natural thing as a human being to change your mind. He displayed that he's open-minded, that when he's presented with new facts and new information, it's so hard to get unbiased information in this country, especially as a conservative. But J.D. Vance demonstrated that he is open-minded. He can change his mind when it matters. He also demonstrated honesty to the American people. He was honest about where he's been, but also who he is today. And I also might add, look, President Trump, as I said, is the leader of the Republican Party, but he's making inroads with voters who are well outside of our base. Independents, Democrats, people part of that voting base, you know, union workers, African Americans, young people. A lot of those people can relate to J.D. Vance. They too may have been a critic of President Trump. They too may not have been all on board the Trump train right to begin with, but they're changing their minds as well. So the real story is that, yes, sure, J.D. Vance changed his mind, but so are millions of Americans about President Trump too.
And I do want to ask you my last question here, all about the topic today at the RNC. It is Make America Safe Once Again. Break down for me what that means overall.
Absolutely. Well, first and foremost, if we don't have a border, we don't have a country. You saw the new party platform that President Trump was intricately involved in crafting put forth, as I said, dedicated to the forgotten men and women of this country. The number one priority at the top of that platform says to secure our border, end the invasion, and deport the millions of criminal illegal immigrants that Joe Biden has allowed into this country. As I said, if you don't have a border, you don't have a country. So today is about securing our border. This is an issue that we know is of top of mind for the American people, not just Republicans this election. It's also about restoring the rule of law. We have lawfare going on in this country. We have to restore the rule of law. We saw yesterday's decision by Judge Cannon. I call it a victory for the rule of law, a bad day for lawfare. We have to end the weaponization of the justice system, not just against political opponents, but also against the American people themselves that we've seen happen under Joe Biden. Of course, I'm referring to the use of counterterrorism resources under Joe Biden to investigate mothers and parents exercising their First Amendment right at school boards. And then, of course, lastly, we wouldn't be able to talk about keeping America safe again if we didn't talk about the terrific men and women of law enforcement in our country, whose job has been undermined and made more difficult because of Democrats and their defund the police policies, which have had a real effect. We're experiencing a 4.8% nationwide police shortage in our nation. We've had over 300 officers killed or injured in the line of duty in 2023 alone, highest ever recorded by the National Fraternal Order of Police. So today, yes, is about making America safe again. Security is a basic American need and right enshrined in our Constitution. And President Trump has a winning message on many issues, but certainly his most trusted, one of his most trusted issues is voters know that he is who can secure our border, keep us out of war, create peace in our world, restore the rule of law, support our men and women in blue, and make America safe again.
All right, Caroline Sunshine with the Trump campaign. I'm sure you have some other folks to get to right now, but I feel like I could talk to you forever. Anything else you want to add before I let you go?
Thank you to the American people. Thank you. We have experienced just such a tremendous outpouring of support, their prayers and their support for President Trump. As I said, he is in high spirits. We are one nation under God. God bless Donald J. Trump, and God bless this country. So thank you for having me.
All right. Thank you so much. Have a good rest of your day.